Hi everyone, I'm at my mom and my dad's, and this episode is Gary's Kitchen. There's Gary. So today's episode is going to be about a few things. First of all, he's going to show how to easily prep vegetables. Also, I did a video not too long ago on mastering your environment, so he's going to show you some tips on keeping things readily available that are not only healthy, but will also help manage your weight if you're on a plant-based diet. And then he's going to make his sweet potato hash. Okay, what are you doing first?
Well, I'm just going to throw these in there because it'll take a while for them to cook.
What do you have?
These are just bagged sliced potatoes.
Okay, hash browns.
Hash browns. You've got to pat them dry and get them dry as possible. Otherwise, they won't. Unless you're using oil, they won't crisp up. And I don't want to put them in the oven. We're going to use a griddle.
Okay.
So we'll just. For anyone that's looking to knock off a little weight, this is a at least tried and proven method for myself. I was one of those people that always had to nibble on something. It was like I was always hungry. So I usually ate junk, potato chips, cookies, whatever was available for me. So when I started to make a conscious effort to lose some weight, I said, well, maybe I should put something in the refrigerator that if I eat it, it's healthy for me. So what I've done ever since then is I've always made sure that I've had things that I like to eat, fruits, vegetables, but I've always made them available. If you're like me and every time you come in the kitchen, you've got to open the refrigerator and look and see what's in there. So to combat that, I always keep a container full. I like the green grapes. I think they're a little bit sweeter actually than the red ones. Some cut up cantaloupe in bite-sized chunks. I had blueberries in there, but I made some blueberry jam this morning. You can chop up peppers, carrots, whatever you want. Just make sure that when you open the door, they're right there where you can get at it. Grab a piece and then you walk away. And invariably, I'll come back maybe a half an hour later, still looking for something to munch on, and it's right there. I'm stocked with water, apples. I keep them in the crisper. They last for about 3 weeks or better in the crisper. And just any fruit or vegetable that you want, hummus, keep it available so when you're on the prowl for some food, it's right there. We're all creatures of habit, number one, and we're all lazy by nature. Whoops, especially now. I've had some younger people tell me, well, you got to work smarter, not harder. My grandfather owned a farm years and years ago, and if I would have told him, hey, Grandpa, why don't you milk those cows once a day instead of 3 times a day? That's work smarter, not harder, Grandpa. I would have been hanging by the rafters in a barn by my fingertips. We're all lazy by nature, so go with it, Stock your fridge with the stuff that's good for you, and it'll satisfy your lazy habits.
So what are we making?
We're going to make you call it a sweet potato hash. It is kind of a hash because I throw everything in there but the kitchen sink all together. And then at the end, if I don't have any cheese sauce or any other topping, I'll throw some barbecue sauce on it and mix it up. I don't throw the kitchen sink in there because then I won't have any place to wash dishes later. First of all, I want to show you how a real quick way to steam up some veggies. And you can use everybody has a steamer of some type, and I did too, but I found this gizmo on the internet, and it's very, very simple. It's just a pot with a couple lids on it. And I love asparagus, steamed asparagus. You can do this with broccoli, any vegetable that you want to fully cook or parboil, and it's very easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a healthy portion of asparagus, and since there's 2 of us today, it's going to be more than I usually get. And break off the tough parts and just
there you go.
Put it in the pot. I'm going to put maybe 7 or 8 tablespoons of water in there. Put the inside lid on, the top lid, snap it down. Now I'm going to throw it in the microwave for about 2.5 minutes. And then after we get done with these, we'll throw some sweet potatoes in there and do the same thing. Amazing how fast to cook any type of potato. Usually to cook a potato either in the oven or on a griddle or whatever, it takes 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. This is 3 minutes and it's done. This little pot is, I use it every day. So we're going to put these on the cutting board for right now.
They're already done.
They're all done. Look how vibrant they are. And now we're going to do the same thing. I've cut up some sweet potatoes. Now I like to cut them up, instead of chopping them sideways, I like to cut them lengthwise into thinner pieces. They're more tender that way, I think. It takes a shorter time to cook. I don't know, you can put regular potatoes in here, new potatoes, it doesn't matter, whatever you're liking. It doesn't have to be sweet potatoes. Put about the same amount of liquid in.
Where did you get that red steamer bowl?
Actually, I got this on the internet, Amazon, or I guess Walmart has them now. They're just Google steamer pots, and you'll get a whole host of them that come up. They're all basically the same. Because it's a potato, we're going to throw it in here for 4 minutes now to make sure they're completely done.
Those hash browns are looking good. Okay, question.
Yeah.
These were just frozen, so they were pre-cooked, obviously, and then you let them thaw out.
Right.
And then threw them on here. Okay.
I think we're ready to start with our veggies, and it's very simple. I've got my pot on medium. I like to saute them in a little vegetable stock. And if I don't have vegetable stock, I'll just use some water. So I coarsely chopped up before some peppers, onion. On the cooking shows, they like you to have a lot of color with your food, but I don't care to eat paint, so I really don't care what it looks like. So I just chopped it up for this particular show.
For this cooking show?
Yeah, so normally I just cook up whatever I've got in my refrigerator, it's going in here. So we're going to throw our veggies in there and let them soften up. Green pepper, orange pepper, some red pepper, and onion. A lot of onion. Taking some portobello caps. Love portobellos. I clean out the fins, wash them off good, and cut them into thin slices, and I marinated these in some balsamic vinegar, a little garlic powder, and some Italian spices. They look and smell fantastic, and they're going in the pot also. So there we go. And you can see now things are starting to soften up a little bit after a couple minutes on medium. I'm going to get rid of some of the excess water in there.
Ow. Did that hurt?
No. There we are. Beautiful, delicious sweet potatoes. You should spice everything up when it's hot. That's what Emerald said anyway. And our veggies have softened up quite nicely. I cut my asparagus into just some bite-sized pieces, and I don't have to cut them. I just throw them in, mix them up. Same way with our sweet potatoes, seasoned sweet potatoes. Throw them in the mix. Smells great.
It does. It smells really good. Look at how colorful it is. It's
Again,
really pretty.
we're not eating paint. This is for, I don't care what the color it is.
Yeah, but it does look appealing,
It looks good.
Right? Yeah.
I'll have to admit, it looks good. Okay, now when those cook, I made the coupe de grass
Oh,
for this whole thing. And I don't like grass, but I thought I'd say that because I've always wanted to say coupe de grass. I usually have a little bit of seitan sausage on hand that we showed you how to make a while ago. So now instead of that, I made some what I call barbecued pork, and actually what it is we had a tuna fish video, if you recall, a while ago, And instead of putting my vegan mayonnaise in it, I put barbecue sauce. I chopped up some onions, veggies, etc., a little hot sauce, and this is what it looks like. It comes out. It looks like pulled pork. In fact, at one of my company functions, we had a company cookout, and we made real pulled pork. And I made some of this and brought it in, and fed it to some of the employees. And I asked them. I said, "What do you think of the pulled pork?" I said, "It's delicious. It's the best pulled pork I ever had." So I had to tell him. I said, "Well, you know, you just ate soy curls," and he got mad at me because he didn't actually have pulled pork. So the meat thing is ingrained in everybody. He said this was delicious. It was the best pulled pork he ever had, but then got mad at me when he found out it wasn't pulled pork. So you can't understand the philosophy sometimes, but it's human nature. Just roll with it. That's all we can do. What I'd like to do is take a little bit of this and throw it right into the mix. Now we'll just mix this up. Now it kind of truly is a hash. We'll mix this all up, and we're almost done with it. We'll throw a little barbecue sauce in there, maybe. There's a lot of barbecue sauce with the pulled pork, so we'll just put a little bit more in. We don't want to drench it. Just layers of flavor, and all veggies. I dare somebody to eat that whole thing. Now we're gonna portion this out. We're both gonna eat about half of this, and we're gonna struggle to eat that. But you can make this, and it can be breakfast for the next couple days, or dinner, lunch. Take it to work.
You're 6'3", 200 pounds, and you can't eat that whole thing.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
It's too filling.
It's too filling.
Fiber. This is good. This is like brunch.
And my second coup de grace is for my toast. I made blueberry jam this morning.
How did you make it?
I took fresh blueberries, and I put them in my little blender and blended them up. You can mash them up just as good. I took a few tablespoons of pure maple syrup that I love, mixed it in here, and then and today I mixed a little bit too much, but about 1 cup of water with about a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of agar. Bring it to a boil, stir it in, mix, put it on simmer for a couple minutes. Pour your blueberry mixture in there, and it thickens it up like a jelly.
Okay, so you can also do this. This is agar powder, which we ordered online. And you don't need very much. He makes cheese, by the way, with this, and it's delicious. It kind of looks like Velveeta. It has the consistency of that. So we'll do a video on that as well.
I just started using that stuff anyway, so I'm still learning. Beautiful potatoes, beautiful. And here's Ezekiel. These, I like the raisin muffins. They're very, very healthy.
I think this is our first mukbang. I'll try some jam.
Well, salud.
Salut.
Salud to you too.
Salut. Or as they say in German, Prost. And in Polish, na zdrowie.
Sweet potatoes.
Your ringtone is, what is that?
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin? What am I sitting on? What is this thing? What is this thing?
Your mother's thing.
It's a cooling cushion. Oh my gosh, my butt is so cold.
There's no way I can eat all this. No way.
Over 70% of people are overweight now in America.
And it doesn't have to be that way. I was one of those for a long, long time.
Same here.
Unfortunately, like me, when you absolutely have to do it, and it's a life or death situation, hopefully people don't get into that situation. Vegan ale, couldn't bring it out for breakfast, so. But dinner.
My nose is running.
Well, I did chop up a small chipotle pepper and put it in the...
And failed to tell me that.
Well, just a small one. I put it in the pulled pork.
Okay, we're gonna finish our brunch, so thanks for joining us today. Please give this a try, it's amazing. And hopefully you saw how easy it is to really throw something together. A little bit of prep time to chop your vegetables, throw it together, and you have a really hearty, nutritious breakfast. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.